Okay, so I thought I would film a more gentle class because I know the other one is pretty active. But because this class is going to have a lot of static, still stretching, you want to make sure that you don't do it while you're cold. So you need to turn this video off, put on your grooviest song, and full body dance your way all the way through it. If you need to be in separate rooms from people, just dance like no one's looking, you do that. Also, a nice walk is fine, but make sure you get some full body motions. Either way, we're still going to do a little bit just in case some of you don't listen to me like you're supposed to. All right, so let's start with the hip rocks. We're going to start just side to side, right and left, slowly, because it's probably early in your day. Making sure that we listen to our body and we don't just slam or bounce our way into things. And then we're going to go around to the front and to the sides. So around to the front, to the left for me, around to the right. Then we're going to go on the back and really dig into the hip as you get to either side. The pelvis is one of the more tight places that everything connects, so it's important that we get it warmed up. And then we're going to do full circles. Don't forget to breathe. Breathe all the way in. Exhale completely all the way out. Sucking in at your belly button. Really feeling this motion, bending into the knees, keeping soft knees. And then we're going to shift the weight back and forth, side to side. Making sure that we're waking up the bottoms of our feet and finding our balance. And then when we get to a center position, take your feet a little wider than hips distance apart. And we're going to do our row in the boat. So we're going to squat with our weight in the heels and then squeezing our butt as we stand up. Really accentuate the shoulder blades coming together on the back, the elbows up and back as you pull back. And then the next one, we're going to push forward. So the elbows are now going forward, the fists are going forward, the knees are still bending, still sucking in at the belly button, and really allowing the shoulder blades to spread apart in this motion. Great. And the ever-famous twist and shout. So let's just turn our knees in and out. Be especially gentle on the out, Perry, because I know that this can be a spot for you. And we don't want our hips to pop. I mean, they're going to make some snaps and crackles, but nothing painful. We don't want to push into pain. And then if that's okay, you can start making your taps side to side. I'm standing next to a chair. If you'd like to test your balance, your hands can go on your hips. If you are using the chair for balance, try to be really light in your fingertips. You might feel your left ankle wiggling and shaking, and that's great because we're building some stability there. And then let's move over to the other side of the chair. And we're going to twist and shout again. Twist and shout. Twist and shout. Don't forget to breathe, taking it slow. Make sure that you're stable in this standing leg, feeling all four corners of that right foot, and then you might begin to tap in front and in back. Lifting as high as feels good. If you're challenging your balance, you might want your hands on your hips and you want to stare at an unmoving spot, thinking success, 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 winning, winning, winning. Breathe. Great, and so that's a really short warm-up, but it's better than nothing. We're going to go ahead and we're going to sit down because like I said, this is a gentle class today. We'll work some more. We'll stand back up before we get on the floor, but for now, let's start at the top and work our way down. So we're going to take our head over, our right ear descends towards our right shoulder, breathing, and then back through center, exhale. Inhale, take it over to the left shoulder, stay for the exhale. Breathe in and then exhale back to center. Over to the right, up. Over to the left. And this time when we get to the right, we can stay here for a minute. You can allow your left fingertips to trail down towards the ground, reaching away from you, expanding the space between your left ear and shoulder. If you'd like, your right hand can come over and on top of your left ear, allowing the weight of your hand to gently descend your head to the side, but not pulling it. And then we're going to come back through center, shake your head no for a second. Yes. And then let's send the left ear down towards the left shoulder and reach those right fingertips away towards the ground. Breathing. Exhaling. Staying here, you can take that left hand and allowing the weight to help to send that left ear closer to the shoulder, reaching those right fingertips away. And then we're going to come back through center, shaking our head no and yes. Make sure that you're sitting somewhat near the edge of the chair, that your pelvis even here is rooted so that your belly button can suck in just slightly, and you're going to get really tall. And now we're going to look to the right, to the center, to the left, to the center, right, center, left, center, right, and hold. Now pull your left shoulder back. You can actually roll both shoulders up, back, and down on your back. Suck your belly button back in. Really turn your cervical spine as far around to the right as you can. You can try lifting your chin and lowering your chin and seeing how that can make the stretch move to different parts of your body. And then we're going to come back through center first, and now we're looking over towards the left. Give those shoulders a roll back up, back, and down. Pull the sternum in slightly, and really look as far to the left as you can. Raising your chin a little to see how you might feel it on the outside of the neck and jaw more. Maybe lowering your chin towards your shoulder to see how that changes it. And then coming back through center. We're going to look up towards the sky, down towards the front, up towards the sky. And now let's roll our head around to the right. Inhaling on one side of the circle, exhaling on the other. And now when we get back to the back, let's go to the left. Breathing. Great. So now our neck is a little bit more warmed up. Let's do the shoulders. So again, to this rowing the boat motion. Really think about getting your elbows up too, not being really down low, but a full range of motion up and around. And then going forward, spreading the shoulder blades apart, seeing how that feels, how it's different. When you're coming forward, make that concave little belly button that sucks in too. Really feel it all the way through your spine. Breathing. And now we're going to go back with the right, back with the left, forward with the right, forward with the left, back, back, forward, forward, back, back, forward, forward. Great. Wiggling those arms out a little. They're probably starting to feel warm. Let's take our hands and interlace them. Press them away from you. Curl your chin in towards your chest. Your shoulder blades come apart. And then suck your belly button in. Lift through the heart. Raise your arms up only to a place where you can, pressing your palms away. And then we're going to round again, sucking in at the belly button, chin to chest. Shoulder blades spread apart. Then we're going to sit tall. Palms pressing away. Suck that sternum back in and then grow through your spine. Now take those hands behind your head. We're going to lean our head back into our hands and open up through the elbows. Suck that sternum back in again and your belly button, really lifting through the heart, but not compromising through the lower back. And then elbows come forward, chin to chest. Breathing. Elbows open wide, leaning your head into your hands. And then elbows coming forward. And we're going to take our hands down, give those shoulders a couple more rollouts. Probably feeling a lot more warm by now. You're going to take that right hand over to the left shoulder. That elbow is going to come up as close to shoulder height as feels comfortable. Your left hand can smooth it across to bring your bicep in closer to your throat. And you can stay here pulling your right shoulder away from your right ear, or you can extend that arm across, hooking it with that left front arm. The closer you are to your wrist, the more intense. The closer you are to your elbow, the less. Either way, you're pulling your arm back and across your body, your shoulder down and away from your ear, growing through the crown of your head and breathing into those shoulder muscles. Feeling it where you feel it. Breathing. Then we're going to take that on a big circle up and around. And now we're going to do the left arm before we go to the tricep stretch. So the left hand's going to come to the top of the right shoulder. The right arm is going to help smooth it across so that the bicep is coming in closer to the throat. And if this is enough, stay here with your shoulder trying to drift down and away from your ear, your crown reaching towards the sky. Or you can open up that arm and hook it around the front with your right arm, pulling the arm back, sinking the shoulder down, growing through the crown of the head, and breathing. Letting that go, let's give them a little wiggle. See how you guys are doing with your wiggles. Are you feeling any looser? Whee! All right, and now the tricep stretch. So you can either do this with a hooked elbow or not. Your right hand is going to have the palm touching either the back of your skull, the nape of your neck, or yearning towards your right shoulder blades. Your left hand is going to help push that arm back to feel a tricep stretch. And if here is enough for you, that's great. You stay there. But if you like and have the space, you can cup your right elbow with your left hand, pulling that arm up and back and behind your head, yearning your fingertips for the same side shoulder blade, and leaning your head into the back of your arm. Suck back in at your belly button, grow tall through the spine, and breathe into this stretch. All the way out on the exhale. Let's take another deep breath in and try to let go of any tension you're holding on to here. Speaking of letting go, let's release that. Let's wiggle the fingers, roll the shoulder, and then get ready to move on to the other side. So the left hand, the palm is going to touch the back of my head, neck, or yearn towards my left shoulder blade. My right arm is going to again smooth that tricep, but this time up and back, either staying in front or cupping the elbow, pulling the arm behind the head and pressing the head into the back of the arm. Whatever you're doing, sink your shoulders away from your ears, suck your belly button and sternum back in, grow through both sides of your waist, all four sides of your spine, leaning that head into the arm if you can, and letting it all go on an exhale. Coming back through center. Just a little bit more to go here on the arms. We are going to raise both of our arms over our head. We're going to learn what's called a hand path in flow arts. Now, we're going to just be twisting through. So what's going to happen is we're going to turn our torso towards the right. The right arm is going to go towards the back, and the left arm is going to go forward. And then we're going to come back through center, both arms overhead. Then we're going to turn our torso towards the left, keeping our hips towards the front. Our left arm is going to go back, and our right arm is going to go forward. Coming back through center. And now just for funsies, we're going to go all the way around. So we're twisting our torso to the right to start. Right arm back, left arm forward. Then we're going to bring both of our arms down by our side. You might have to dodge your chair. And now the left arm is going to go back and the right arm is going to go forward. My palms are facing down here. My torso is turned towards the left. I'm going to inhale as I reach up through the center and find myself back where I started. It might be confusing, but it's yoga for the brain. Let's try it in the opposite direction, turning the torso towards the left. Left arm back, right arm forward. Both arms down by my sides, palms facing in. Palms facing down as my right arm goes back, left arm forward. My torso is now twisted towards the right. Palms together, biceps near the ear as I reach above my head. And so learning that coordination, we also worked out our shoulders and stuff a little bit. So this is going well for us. Let's do just a couple of elbow circles, trying to get your elbows up to shoulder height, and then keeping them that way as you spin just your forearms and then reversing that direction. If it doesn't make it to shoulder height, that's fine. It's just where we're aiming. And now let's roll the wrists, twinkle the fingers. And now the opposite direction. We're going to use our left hand to pull back on our right fingertips, pressing the heel of our hand away, palm facing away from us. Eye of the elbow towards the ceiling, but not locked out. Keep a small bend to the elbow. You should be feeling the stretch in your hand. Coming back through center. I forgot to turn the sleep mode off on my computer, so every so often I'll have to get up. Now we're going to do the left hand. We're going to use the right hand to pull the fingertips back of the left. Just giving it a second to sink in, feeling it in our wrists. Then we're going to put both hands on our lap, fingertips facing in, and we're going to squeeze our fists to feel a stretch on the back and outside of our hands. Straightening our elbows a little will send our shoulders towards our ears, but it will also increase the sensation in our hands. Breathing. Now one more time on each hand, we're going to use the left hand to stretch those right fingers back, heel of the hand away, and then rotate and twinkle those right fingers, switching directions. And now the left hand is going to have those fingers pulled back. You can wiggle your thumb a little, see how that feels. And then rotate that wrist, twinkle those fingers. You might get some snap, crackle, pops. As long as it doesn't hurt, we're all good. So moving down towards the legs, we did warm up, but since then we might have cooled down a little. So let's just do a couple things that'll build strength and stability. Let's make sure that our pelvis is rotated, sucking in at the belly button and sitting tall. You can hold on to the side of the chair if you'd like. We're just going to try to lift our right leg up and set it back down. Let's lift the left leg up. Set it back down. Now you can continue like this, or you can lift the right leg up and stretch the heel away only to the place where it feels like a good workout, and then bringing it back up and setting it down. Other knee, stretch the heel away, come back up, set it back down. One more time on each side. Right side, knee can just stay up if you'd like. Setting it back down. Remember, sucking at your belly button, left side. Now we're going to take our hands and we're going to scoop up underneath our right thigh. We're going to sit tall, lifting through the heart, but sucking in at the belly button. Shoulders up, back and down. Crown of the head towards the sky. We're going to set that back down. Now we're going to take the left leg, same thing. Pulling the left knee towards the left shoulder, sitting tall, lifting through the heart, growing through the spine. Now staying here, or if you'd like, as you're holding underneath your right thigh and you squeeze that knee in towards the right shoulder, you can also begin to straighten that leg to whatever point begins to make you feel a good stretch through the back of the leg and back down. Left side, knee in towards the shoulder first, staying here, or you can begin to straighten that leg some. You might feel it wiggle and shake, and that's totally normal. Bringing it back in. Last time on each side for this. So right underneath the right thigh with your interlaced hands, knee towards the shoulder first, sitting tall. Then you may or may not want to stretch out through the heel. If you want to feel it in your IT band, let's pull it a little across the body. Coming back through center. And now, other side. Left knee in towards the left shoulder. Staying here. Or, of course, my leg's going to go a lot more straight than your guys's at this point in your practice, and that's fine. Pulling it back in and setting it back down. Let's give it a very gentle windshield wiper in and out. And on the next one, Bear, I want you to be super careful. We're going to do the inner thigh stretch, but I don't want you to press against it like we're going to. I'm going to have you do something else. But Mom and anyone else who might watch this video, let's make sure that we're seated. Our pelvis is rotated so we can suck in at the belly button and grow tall. The left foot remains flat on the ground and the right foot takes a step out. And then opening that knee to the side with a flexed foot, maybe peeling the sole of the foot off the ground. If you need a little more room, you can scooch a little more forward. So for most of us, it's going to feel nice maybe to use our right hand on the inner thigh to help open that out as long as we're still sitting tall. But Bear, I want you to just let gravity do it. And I want you to see if you can let go of everything in that leg. And you can still twist, but I want you to not twist as far as we do, and definitely don't put any pressure here. Everyone else using the right hand on the inside of the leg, we're going to sit tall and we're going to turn our torso towards the left. We're not really pressing so much as just the weight of the hand and the straightening of the arm, allowing our right shoulder to come forward and our left shoulder to come back in an open twist. If you like, your left hand can find a place on the chair, either behind you or on the back of the chair, and you're going to sit tall and turn your torso around to the left, trying to relax in that right leg. Bear, you're still going to sit tall and turn around, but you may want to have your right hand on the outside of your left leg instead. And you want to not press into this open thigh, just let it hang there. And maybe come out of it every once in a while and go back in. And if this still causes those cracks, never do this again. Breathing, turning, and then coming back through center. Let's turn that knee in and out gently. And then we're going to place the right foot so that it's our stable, secure foot, and our left foot's going to open to the side. Using the left hand to smooth down the inside of that thigh, helping it to open out, sitting tall. You can also begin to turn around to the right. Now, Perry, if this leg isn't as bad, you can do this, or you can have your left hand on the outside of your right thigh now. Your right hand's going to find a place either on the side of the chair or the back of it, and you're going to sit tall first, and then use the muscles of your back and shoulders to turn yourself around. You're not pulling with your hands. Breathing. Trying to release the effort in that leg. So I was clenching in the glutes on the left, but there's no reason to hold on to anything in the leg. You want to keep the foot flexed and just allow it to spill open. And then we're going to come back through center. So if you're doing a standing quad stretch, now's the time. I'll get to explaining that, but we're going to turn to the right on our chair so that we can hold on to the back with our left hand. Our sits bones are secure, but this front right leg, the knee can start to drift down towards the ground. And as it gets there, you want to come onto the top of your foot. So you can stay here. I'm going to grab my strap. If you guys want, you can do that and come back. And I'm going to put my strap around my right ankle so I can hold it with my right hand on the outside of my leg. Now I'm back on the top of this foot. First thing I'm going to do is rotate my pelvis, suck in at my belly button, and lean back. Try to extend the knee towards the ground and grow your spine back. You only lean back as far as balance allows and don't tip yourself over. If this is enough for you, stay here. You can either relax all the muscular effort in your leg and just let gravity lengthen through the front side, or you can put some effort into pressing into the top of the foot. If you have the room and you have the strap, you can begin to pull that heel towards you. If you can actually grab your ankle, you're welcome to pull that heel towards your glutes and drift the knee down. This is a more intense version. And this is almost as intense to me as the standing up one. So if you always do the standing one, you may want to try this too. The more you pull the heel towards your butt and the more you lean back, the more you're going to feel this. Just breathing. The standing version would be to stand on the right side of the chair. You would grab that foot in your hand. The foot is pointed. The heel's coming towards the butt. You suck your knees back together. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Rotate your pelvis like you usually do. Suck in at the belly button. And really think about reaching your knee in the opposite direction. Your foot presses into your hands. You might feel it in your shoulder blades. Whatever we're doing, let's come back to center and take a few minutes to, well, maybe not a few minutes, but a few seconds to gently turn the knee in and out, windshield wiper in the leg, loosening up the hip, nothing aggressive. Turning around to the right now, you're going to let that left knee spill forward. You're seated so that your sits bones are secure on the ground, and if you would like the strap for this, you're going to put it around that front of your left ankle and then hold it with your left hand. Whatever you're doing, come to the top of your foot if you can, allowing that knee to drift towards the floor, and grow tall, sucking your belly button back in, maybe leaning a little back, either letting gravity just do the work that it's doing, or pressing your foot into the floor is one way to intensify the stretch, or you can pull the strap up so that your heel comes closer to your butt. You can lean back, sucking your belly button and lifting through the heart, keeping a flat spine. You can grab the foot. These are all options. You can do any or none of them. If you're grabbing the foot, reach the knee towards the ground. I mean, either way, do that really. Suck in at the belly button, get tall. And then again, if you're doing the standing version, you're on the left side of the chair now, holding onto the left foot. Your right foot's your standing leg. Pull those knees back together once you get it. Roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Press the foot into the hand. Grow tall. Suck your belly button in. Reach away with the whole front of the leg. Great. And then we're all going to find our way back to center, and this time windshield wiper this left leg gently. So this is the figure 4 in the chair. If you need a strap, if you can't get your foot, if it isn't healthy, if you have to lean in really weird directions to put your foot up on your knee, then instead spill your right leg open, put the strap around your foot, elbows tucked in for support. You can let the knee spill open as you use the strap to lift your leg, and you should start to feel this all on the outside. But if you can get your foot up to the top of that thigh, keep it flexed. Sit tall and allow that knee to spill open. You can use your hands, weight. You can massage from up close to your hip down towards your knee and find a place that it wants to linger, that it feels like a good stretch, hopefully on the outside of your hip. Breathing, suck back in at the belly button. Don't forget to sit tall. And then just while we're sitting here for something to do, we're going to do double, double, single, single finger taps today. So it's going to be right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left. I'll do it real slow first. Right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left. Sit tall. Right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right. Oh my goodness, even me. Gets me, and I play drums. So, we've been here for a while now. Isn't that great? Can you let go of any effort that you might be holding in either leg, but I was just holding in my supporting leg. And then ever so slowly and gently, we're going to come out of this, lying that knee, to go in and out. Breathing. And then we're going to switch to the other side. If you need the strap, let your left knee spill open and hook the strap around your foot so that you can pull it up. But if it easily goes on top of your right thigh, keep that foot flexed, sit tall, and use the weight of your left hand to help open out that hip. Breathing, sucking back in at the belly button and lengthening through all 4 sides of your waist. What one do we want to do here? So just follow along. Right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left. So now it's single, double, double, single. Right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left. 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 Yes. I lost it though, right there. Some may say I lost it long ago. Either way, it's important that we sit in these kinds of stretches for a while. I just had my hand on my knee. That's probably not the best place for it. You would like to have it more in the middle of your thigh than directly on top of your knee. But the gravity is such a good tool to use to help open out our hips. Giving it just another second. Allowing a slow, steady breath to let our hips know that it's all right to let go. Then we're going to do a couple standing things before we get to the floor. But before we stand up, let's just roll our ankles around. So go onto the right sides of your feet, then around on your toes, then to the left side of your feet and up on your heels. Right sides of your feet, around on your toes. Left side, up on your heels. Let's go one more time in this direction. And now we're up on our heels. Let's go to the left sides of our feet, on our toes. Right sides of our feet around on the heels. Left side, toes, right side, heels. Toes, right side, heels, left side, toes, right side, heels. And now wiggle your toes, roll your ankles. Great. So now we're going to do the hip flexor hamstring stretch. If you are using a chair, you're going to want to find it and put your left foot close enough to it that you can hold on to the back without having to lean forward. You want your spine to be straight up. Your left leg is up front, your right leg is hips distance apart, so not walking on a tightrope, and slightly back far enough so that if you bend into this front right knee, you're not going to exceed the ankle with your knee. You want to get to this right angle and not send your knee forward to protect your knee. Now to start, let's come up on the ball of the back foot instead of having our heel down and bend that knee. Bending this knee helps us to rotate our pelvis down like we want to, grow tall through the waist, suck in through the spine, and you should already begin to feel it coming up on the front side of the right side. Then you start to sink that heel back, straightening the leg to your point of stretch, sucking in at the belly button, leaning back into the stretch with your torso. So shoulders back, hips forward, that front knee is bent, breathing. And then we're going to come into the hamstring stretch. You're probably going to want to step that back foot forward a little. Your right foot is going to flex up. And as though you could sit down onto a low bench with your weight more in the heel of your back foot, you're going to sink those hips back with a tiny micro bend to that front left knee. You're going to dig that heel into the ground, pull back through the left hip, grow your tailbone back and your chest forward. And it's about getting longer instead of lower, but we are trying to eventually fold towards that straight, strong left leg. And then we're going to come back up, and we're going to scoot that back foot back a step. Now we're going to repeat this if you're using the chair the same way. If you would like to try it without the chair, let's put the hands on the hips. Find yourself in a wide enough position so that when you bend into that front knee, you're not exceeding the ankle. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward. Come up onto the ball of the back foot, bend that knee for a second, rotate the pelvis down, grow tall, and then sink that back heel back towards the ground. Grow through both sides of the waist, lean up and back, tailbone in one direction, crown of head in the other. Breathing, hands on the hips are helping with stability and balance for now. And then we're going to come back. Step that foot forward. I would like to use the chair for the hamstring stretch for today. So find the chair again and sit back into that right heel again as though you could sit on a low bench, pulling back through the left hip, digging that heel into the ground and extending your spine over that straight left leg. Coming back through center. Let's take a minute to step it out between both feet. This is a little bit of active stretching, but it's one of the better ways to get our hip flexors. And now we're going to have our right foot up near the chair, close enough so that we don't have to lean forward to hold on, standing tall. If you'd like, you can start this with the hands on the hips. But for balance, we're going to bend into this right knee and tick-tock our back foot as far as we need to make sure we're at that right angle. Feet are hips distance apart. You're going to lift onto the ball of the left foot and bend the knee so that you can rotate that pelvis down first, growing tall, and then sinking that left hip back down and towards the ground. Pressing forward with your pelvis, turning on the left glutes, growing through both sides of your waist, leaning your shoulders and torso up and back. Shoulders sink down away from the ears. Breathing. And then we're going to come forward first, taking a small step in with that left foot. We're going to bend into that left knee as though we were sitting down on a bench. Weight in that left heel. Your right heel digs into the ground so that you can pull back with that right hip, sending the sensation all through the hamstring and the back of your right leg. Breathing as we come forward again. Take a small step back with the left foot. Give yourself a little more space. Bending the knee first to rotate that pelvis down, and then sinking the heel back as we grow our spine long, leaning our Shoulders forward, or shoulders back, hips forward. And then taking a slow step forward with that back leg. We're going to straighten that right leg out, pull back through that left hip, reach your tailbone away. Reach the crown of your head in the other direction. Lengthen through the spine. And then we're going to come back forward again. Allowing the weight to shift from side to side, giving our legs a little bit of a break. We're going to find our way down onto the ground. You're going to want your strap and a foam roller nearby. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to lay flat on our back with our feet flat on the floor, knees bent. Make sure you guys can still see me. You can. Great. Heels getting close to the bum. Take a second to arch through the lower back. Hips are still on the ground. Feel how you can make space between the ground and your back. And then starting at the bottom rib vertebrae, roll your spine into the ground. So now you're imprinting, sucking your belly button down and towards the floor. Your pelvis also rotates to make this happen. Let's press into the heels, and without looking side to side, lift the hips towards the sky and breathe. And then one vertebrae at a time from the bottom of the ribs, we're going to roll the spine all the way back down onto the ground. When we get here, make that space under your spine so you can feel the difference. And now let's roll from the pelvis. The tailbone goes down first. The belly button starts to suck in. We're going to find our way all the way to the bottom of those ribs, and then our hips are going to start to lift towards the sky. Breathing, trying to keep your knees sucked in instead of spilling open. Rolling now one vertebrae at a time from the bottom of the ribs down to the tailbone. Last time, let's find that space underneath our lumbar spine, see what that feels like. And then starting at the tailbone, roll it back down, imprinting the spine. And now let's stay here in this imprint for a minute. Just give it a chance to work its magic. This is going to help our posture. You're going to take your hands up and then above your head if you can, just reaching your fingertips away, maintaining the imprint of your spine. And then you're going to bring your arms up and down, still keeping that spine imprinted. We're going to go up and back with both of our arms. Breathing, reach long, tailbone to the crown of the head, up through center. And now we're going to find our strap. And we're going to hook it around the ball of our right foot, holding on to it with both hands to start. As low down as you need to hold on to it to attempt to straighten that right leg towards the sky. Now you can keep a micro bend in your knee. You can keep your knee as bent as you need to, but you can also loosen how far your arms are on the strap. Turn your heel out maybe and your toes in so that you're making a straight line with your foot and your hips not opening out to the side. And then begin to bring that foot in a little closer to your nose, even if it's only a millimeter. Staying here is fine. If you'd like to explore straightening that left leg to any degree, give it a go and see how it changes your stretch. Feel free to keep that foot on the floor, knee bent. Now we're going to let that foot cross our body some, and you're probably going to start feeling it on the outside iliotibial band, the side of your thigh where everything is coming together. Just breathe. Turning that heel out, toes in here will accentuate that even more. And then let's come back through center. Holding the strap in your right hand, your left hand goes out to shoulder height, and allowing that leg now to drift open to the right. Parry not super far because we don't want to pop your hip. Less than you probably think. Breathing and coming back through center. Now, if any of these feel super good for you, make sure you do them more or on days that we have off. Now taking the strap in both hands, let's pull that knee in towards the right shoulder, but keep your back imprinted. Try to keep your spine, your tailbone down towards the floor, even as you're pulling that knee in. And then straighten the leg again And one more time, see if you can't bring it a little closer or a little in towards your face. Softening the knee first, we're going to allow that leg to descend and just open that single hip towards the right. Perry, if you could put a fist underneath your thigh to give it some support for now. We don't want it to open too far. And then we're going to close it, putting that foot on the ground, bringing our left foot to match so that we can get the strap around the ball of our left foot. Reaching long with our leg, our hands wherever they need to be on the strap. Turn your heel out and your toes in to sit the hip in the socket. Breathing, maybe beginning to bring the leg a little closer on every exhale, even if it's just a micromillimeter. Now your right leg can stay bent, or you can experiment with any level of straight to see how it changes the stretch. We're going to allow this right leg to drift across our body now, bringing it into the IT band and breathing through what might be a very strong sensation. Turning that heel out, toes in here will accentuate that sensation. But don't go until it takes your breath away. Make sure that you're softening into things, that you're finding new space in, and you're giving yourself a chance to open up slowly. Coming back through center first. Holding the strap in your left hand, your right hand goes out to the side. Your leg can drift down and open to the left. Breathing. Giving yourself a chance to open up. Only going as far as feels safe for your body. Again, your right foot can remain bent with your foot flat on the floor. I'm just doing the stretch that's best for me. Coming back through center first, I'm going to grab the straps with both hands again, turning that heel out, toes in, see if I can't descend that leg ever so slightly more towards my face. Inhaling completely, exhaling all the way down to the belly button, sucking it in, and then pulling that knee in towards your left shoulder. Breathing. Rolling that tailbone back down so the knee's coming in but the hip doesn't have to lift. And only going as far as feels like it's a good stretch. Straightening out one more time. And then softening so that we can let that go. Let's bend both knees now and send them side to side. So we're going to do two versions of twists. The first seems a little strange. We're going to knock the knees together, feet as wide as the mat. We're going to then allow our left knee to spill across even more. And we're going to take our right leg and we're going to cross it over that left knee and allow it to help to send the knee down and across to the right. So this is a different kind of twist. And your left hip's going to come up and off the ground, and that's okay. Your arms can stay where they are. Your left arm can reach long, stretching all through the left side of your body, allowing gravity to just help to send that leg further down. Your right hand can stay where it is, or it can come to rest on your belly. Breathing. Coming back through center first. Giving yourself a second, maybe swaying the knees side to side, and then allowing them to knock back together in center. Your right knee is then going to descend across, and your left leg's going to be the one to come up and over. Your right hip will come off the ground. Go so super slow and gentle to make sure we're not doing anything weird in that right leg. Your right arm can come up above your head, bicep near the ear, stretching long on the right side of your body as gravity descends your knees down and towards the left. And then we're going to come back through center first, waving our knees a little side to side. So we're either going to keep our knees wide and do the windshield wiper twist where our knees fall down into the left, or you can bring your knees in, squeeze your legs together, and with stacked knees, allow them to fall down. Whatever's more comfortable You can also hop your hips up a little over to the right. I like to cross my right leg over my left, but that's going to be the more advanced version. Either way, knees down to the left. Try to get your shoulder, your right shoulder back down too. You can lift your head and look over that right shoulder. Arms are out at shoulder height, either straight or like a saguaro cactus at right angles. Elbows in line with the shoulders. Breathe. Just allowing those knees to go in one direction and your spine to go in the other. Relaxing. Letting gravity take over. And then coming back through center first. We're going to either have our feet mat's distance apart and let them staggered fall down to the right, or we're going to press into our feet, hop our hips over to the left a little bit, and then suction our legs together so that our knees can stack as they spill over to the right. Next version would be crossing your left leg over your right. Either way, knees to the right. Lift your head and send your gaze to the left. Arms at shoulder height, either straight or bent. Try to send that left shoulder back down to the ground. If you like, your right hand can rest on top of your knees, helping gravity to send you further into this twist. Whatever you do, breathe. The more you breathe in a twist, the more cleansing it is. Imagine it wringing out like a washcloth, taking all the tension in the spine with it. And then we're going to bring the knees back towards the center, hopping our hips so that they're also centered, imprinting our back down on the ground. And then bringing our knees up, our hands like an arrow go through the knees, and they grab either the shins, the ankles, or the sides of the feet. Working to shine the soles of our feet towards the sky, roll your pelvis back down, imprinting that back down on the floor first. Allow the weight of your shoulders to also sink down, and then allow the knees to descend down and beside the ribs. You can rock back and forth if it feels good, remembering to keep that tailbone pointed away, that lower back imprinted. You can straighten one leg a little at a time and see how that feels on the back of the legs, a little dynamic movement coming in and out. And then we're going to place the soles of our feet together. Perry, I would like you to have cushions or blocks that you can place underneath your knees so that you're not allowing the full gravity to take them today. We can work on that in the future. Whatever else we're doing, we've allowed the pinky toe sides of our feet to descend down towards the ground. Our knees are spilling open. One more quick stretch for the inner thighs. Try to let go of all muscular effort. Breathe in all the way, and then exhale completely. One leg at a time, let's reach our feet out, turning our toes in and out, allowing it to go all the way up to the hips, really loosening out those legs. Wiggle those hips a little further away. Let's roll our shoulder blades up underneath us a little to give our heart some support today. And breathe. I forgot to do the foam roller portion, so we'll lay on that at the end because it'll feel good. But for now, let's relax the space in the middle of our forehead. Let's relax our eyes and feel the weight of our eyes in the socket. Let's take one more deep breath. And on an exhale, sigh it all out. Releasing control over our breath and just noticing the rise and fall as it begins its more natural rhythm. Fingers curling in towards the palm. feeling the weight of your heart settle. You don't need to hold on to anything. Relax your jaw, back of your neck. And for the next few breaths, scan your body to see where you may be holding tension. And on every exhale, melt a little deeper into the floor. On your next inhale, start rotating your ankles and wrists, wiggling your fingers and toes. Let's bring the knees up and maybe straight. Let the legs lift towards the sky, keeping soft, bent knees. Arms can also dangle in this inversion, helping the circulatory system to move the blood flow back into the torso. Rotating your ankles and wrists even here, wiggling your fingers and toes. And then give your knees a little squeeze and roll over to one side. We're going to close out the practice, and then I'm going to give you the extra credit foam rolling. Removing the flesh from beneath our sits bones and sitting tall. Arms out to the side. Inhale in all the goodness in the world and exhale, bringing it all through center and offering it back out into the world. Namaste. Extra credit. There are two things you could do. If you're feeling super relaxed, you can just set your neck on the foam roller and rock it back and forth, finding those tense spots. Giving yourself an extra moment before you start your day. This feels real good. But if you feel like your chest needs opened a little more, you can also make sure that it's secure. Sit down near the edge and roll your way back, using your forearms and feet for support. Find your way onto the foam roller so that it's long down the middle of your back. Imprint your spine down on it. And then open your arms out to the side. They can either be straight arms or bent elbows, but allow your shoulder blades to drift apart and down on the foam roller, opening your chest. Maybe lift your chin a little. And just breathe here. I enjoy doing big circles with my arms. They can be done one at a time if you need the other forearm for support. But just laying here with an open chest is also a wonderful way to be. Lengthen your cervical spine, reach through the crown of your head, reach the tailbone in the opposite direction. Another thing I like to do is linking opposite elbows above my head and allowing them to drift down towards the ground with gravity. They definitely don't touch the ground. Still staying imprinted on the block. If you're doing this one, switch elbows. If you did that last one with me, I like to open out to the side again before I get down. Turning my head to look, I lift it and turn it to look over to the left, reaching the right shoulder blade away from my ear, allowing it to sink down towards the floor. And then switching sides, going through center first, and then lifting my head, looking over towards the right and letting it resettle. left shoulder blade reaching away. Coming back through center. You can also roll up a blanket if you don't have a foam roller. Using your forearms for support, rolling off of the foam roller, and then I'm going to finish up on my neck again because it's such a good one. Wonderful. I've been meaning to make this video forever. Look at me making goals happen. Love you all. Namaste.